What's up, everybody? This is Igor in Russia, a foreigner that travels to Russia from the West, and I'm kind of traveling to Russia expert. Well, I do know that's what I exactly am, because I do it so much. I traveled different routes, so I know what I'm talking about. So guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about the Narva border, the most popular border to cross into Russia, which is kind of the cheapest, the fastest, not necessarily the easiest one. And I'm gonna tell you in this video, and I'm gonna reveal in this video why it doesn't work the way it should be, and why there's big lines currently. As I'm recording this, there's a 7-hour wait, whether it's cold, rainy, hot, whatever. It's 7 hours approximately, more or less, depending on your time of arrival. So guys, I'm right here currently in the greatest city in the world, my city, St. Petersburg. This is Europe's tallest building, Lahta Center in the back. That's St. Petersburg, right on the corner, and conveniently right on the Gulf of Finland. The border is that way, but still, nevertheless, this is like the edge of Russia in a way from St. Petersburg's point of view. So guys, let me reveal you why the freaking border doesn't work the way it should be, and I have also proof recorded. So first of all, let's go back in time. Oh shit, something flew in. Did you see that? So guys, first of all, Narva border, they used to be back in the day, not a few years ago, if despite tensions between Estonia and Russia, the border was working normally. Tens of thousands of people traveled there, thousands of people crossed the border daily. They are Narvinians, they are Russians from Ivangorod and close by, or St. Petersburg, and all kinds of people traveled, foreigners, etc. You could travel through by walking, pedestrian. You could and there was 2 bridges to cross as a pedestrian. There was also the bridge that you can travel by car or by bus. That's why the bus was so convenient back in the day through Narva. And currently, guys, let me tell you, the situation has been getting worse and worse, and mostly intentionally. First of all, of course, there's tensions that there's sanctions concerning the border crossing. And if you want to see more about border crossing guide videos, I will be covering some of the topics, but otherwise I have videos about it. So you cannot cross the border by a car because the bridge is now under renovation, officially under renovation, and that's on the Russian side. Russians closed the border from vehicular crossing. Estonians, as part of the EU, or just by themselves, but officially because of the EU, have lots of sanctions towards for anybody traveling to Russia. Well, sanctions on Russia, and that's why there's a lot of things you cannot bring. Currently, Russia also has banned all kinds of food, meat food, and milk products from entering Russia. There's also normal 10,000 euro limit to bringing into Russia, and $10,000 limit on bringing it to Russia. But because euros are under sanctions, Estonians are not letting officially any amount of paper bill money across the border. So because of the Estonians, the border is working from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. And the night time was for many occasions the best time to cross the border. So they closed it down for the night. And that means everybody who's traveling must go from morning until 11 p.m. And every day, often, when there's rush hours, tens, hundreds, usually 100 or so, or 300 even, people just don't get through the border overnight. So they have to stay overnight in a little town of Narva, which is the most Russian city in Estonia. Okay, so this is why, because of the sanctions, because they really don't want anything banned getting into Russia. So they're actually searching for everything you have, and everybody in the line who's crossing to Russia is being searched. Yes, everybody has been searched. They go through all your stuff, and they especially want to find the money. They want to find the money, and if they suspect you, that you don't that you haven't, that you're actually bringing some money in, euros that is, notice, your dollars are okay. So what they do actually is they will take you into a room and strip search you. Yes, freaking strip search you. For example, I just met a couple of UK people from UK, which I'll be revealing soon on my collaboration with them. They're a pair. So the lady was actually strip searched, basically almost naked. It's crazy. So one of the reasons, big reason, is of course nighttime closure, no vehicular transportation across the border, and of course that everybody's been searched. And what that means is the border everybody's been, this is like 100% fact now. So they take up to 20 people, sometimes a little bit less, every 25-30 minutes. They take only 20 people in, and that's why there's always a huge line. That not huge line. The line is like okay, but because it's so slow, every 30 minutes 20 people, so that's 40 people in 1 hour. So yes, the waiting time just gets longer and longer. If you want, by the way, this type of cap, foreign agent cap, go check my Igor's Russian shop, link in the description. Delivery everywhere in the world. It's a Western shop. So this is one thing, but I'm gonna reveal you, this is the great exposure about this thing. The big reason why also it gets even slower is the fact that I call them local mafia. The local mafia, border crossing mafia, is working there, especially like during the winter time, where there was the waiting time was 15 hours, guys, in winter, in like real winter. So the problem was that the locals, usually not the best of the best, so to speak, let's say people who are willing to do anything for a little money, you can clearly see by their exterior looks that these people are probably, some have alcohol problems or just doing shady stuff, and they actually have a big real system how they sell these spots. They go into, this is the revelation, guys, they go into the line, and the line is whatever it is. And the line is whatever it is. So they go in the morning, right? And they have, let's say, I've counted, I'm gonna show you some proof. I've counted 10 up to 20 people working there. So they have probably some kind of a special group where they sell slots. They sell slots for people, and current prices, it might depend, it's free money for them. So it's like, I've heard it's 100 euros for a spot. So they stand in line as normal people who are crossing the border, and they say, has changed from the December, they say that one person who's in a line selling the slot is actually exchanging for one person. Well, this is something they say, and while the time, let's say during the period of 7 hours, you will see that it's not so, that actually the person brings in one, then it's like a woman with a daughter, then that's two, then somebody else, and they also stand in line the whole time. So they say they make they fake their way out, the way through the whole thing, because people, and nobody dares to, they're all mostly dudes, and they're gonna be offensive right away as you start pushing them, especially all the ladies trying to get justice done. But it doesn't work out because they do this every freaking day. They basically do this every day. They get hundreds of euros daily. And once, listen, I was very, well, yeah, check it out, this clip. How many shady people you actually see? Run the clip.
По периметру, да, чуть можно. Да, без бриллиантов, вот он, идет. Это так он идет,
All right, so you saw in the clip that there was a lot of people, and then probably you saw a lot of shady people, mostly not even in line, because they're spending the whole time there. They go coffee, they bring coffee, they share coffee, and you can see there's also a boss in the video. So they go all around, and you actually don't know where they actually stand. And once it's in a problem, they're going to tell you where they stand, and of course in a good position. Bringing people in who stand in there, then they just join the same freaking line, meaning the line is huge. It's a very slow process, but it's even slower because the people actually bring more people right in between of you. Let's say there's only 20 people. If it gets over the 20, you'll have extra 30 minutes in line. And yeah, that happens all the time. We probably stand few hours just because of these idiots. So that's the situation. And the problem is also the exposure continues. Estonian police who are running that thing, they don't really care. Like literally, they don't care. If some lady really gets their attention, the police comes there, but you can see that he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't care. And the technique, if it would be like 100% visible that this guy is actually bringing some people that you don't know about, they have also managed the technique. They don't. If you're clever, you know who they are and that they're one group. But once it comes to business and they're in a line, everybody's shouting as if there are normal people who are crossing the border, making the police feel that, okay, this is not like cut and dry, this is not 100% sure. Some people think it is, but these people say they were in the line and they weren't bringing anybody in. They also defend their customers, by the way, the people who paid the money to cut the line. They defend them because they're gonna lose their money and gonna get in trouble, right? Because they don't want to lose the money that's right in their pockets. So the technique is that they're starting to shout from the front, from the back, like, what is this? This lady's crazy. I saw this guy. They also do the technique, criminal technique, little hustler technique, that they turn to you and like, you saw that, right? That lady was here all the time. That lady's crazy who's trying to get rid of those who cut the line. And we were like, hey, come on, cut this shit, that's bullshit. But do you want to get in real big agitated problems? Well, not, especially if you're like next in line, in the next phase going in. Very interesting, very sad, and especially sad that nothing's happening. All right, so that's the situation with the border. It's starting to rain. I gotta get out of here. So also, guys, Narva, it's still good. If just be prepared, get warm, and if you are with a friend, it helps a ton. If you stand in a line with a friend or a partner or whatever, you can switch, go to shop, go warm up, and switch. If you're alone, well, make sure, this is my $100 tip. Make sure you get friendly with some people you know, or if you're with the same bus, people from the same bus, get acquainted, start talking, then just ask for somebody, just move your bag if you have like a luggage, your one bag, and just come back. At the last situation, if there's nothing else that you can do, just leave and come back and take your spot, or just when you leave, just say, I'm going to come back, I'm going to go some coffee. People are understanding and supportive, the normal people. All right, guys, this was my revelation. There's lots of things about the border that I can tell you more, but this was just the reasons why the border is so long. Be prepared, get some water, get a lot of warm stuff. If it's in the middle of a summer, get some shades on, umbrella, and that's how it goes. All right, guys, happy, safe trips to Russia. If you don't want to stand in line in Narva, check my other videos. You can do it from Luhamaa overnight bus, which also takes time, but at least you're inside a bus most of the time, or just fly from Istanbul, Serbia, Dubai, and other places if you have the money and the means. All right, guys, safe travels to Russia, and I'll see you here. Bye bye, everybody.